everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So first of all, I hope that everyone who celebrated had a wonderful, magical Christmas. Christmas is now over and yeah, so now we're just waiting for the new year basically. I personally always find the week between like Christmas and the new year such a weird one. It's always like so all over the place schedule wise, with like work that's a little off most of the time and then family visits and stuff like that, and it's always just a little strange. So that's the week we're in right now, and it's a little bit chaotic, but yes, I am finally back with another speed build and I'm actually pretty excited about this one. So no more Christmassy builds for this year and like for I guess like 12 months or like 11 maybe. So yeah, I'm back to regular family or just like regular speed builds, I guess. And today is actually fun because I'm building in Del Sol Valley, which I don't really ever do. It's the world that came with the Get Famous expansion pack, and I have to be in a certain mood to actually build here. I don't really like these lots. I do like this neighborhood that I'm building in. It's the more like starter home type neighborhood, I guess you could call it, even though the lots are huge. They're humongous. I don't understand, and I never will understand why these lots are so big. But that is what we're working with. And I actually do really like the idea of this neighborhood, but then the size of the lot it bugs me a little bit, and also the lighting isn't always the greatest, but for this lot, it's actually all right. So yes, I'm building a 70s inspired family home. This house is not supposed to be set like literally in the 70s. It is just supposed to like be well, I mean, the house was probably built in the 70s, but it's not like the 70s today, basically, if that makes sense. So you'll see by the interior of the house that it's a little bit more modern. It definitely does have some touches. It does have some aspects that you can really tell is more like 70s inspired, for example, the kitchen and stuff. And then there is certain aspects like accents, like this brick wall. I continued that on the inside of the house for some parts as well. So stuff like that. It definitely does have some aspects that make this house look 70s inspired, I guess, which was exactly what I was going for. We did get a lot of mid-century modern stuff with the Get Famous expansion pack, like for like doors and windows, for example. You can see that the doors and windows I'm using for this house, for the most part, are from that pack. I really, really love those windows. They're so cool. And then I combined them here on the garage. I placed some windows from, I think, Discovery University. And yeah, so that is kind of what I'm mixing and matching. And well, yeah, for the overall vibe of this house, it's 70s inspired, but it's not supposed to be set in the 70s. So don't come for me if there's anything that you're like, that is not 70s at all. That does not make any sense. I know it's not supposed to be set in the 70s, but I do have a lot of fun with this type of house usually. I really like this style of house for some reason. I don't know why. And for this one, I actually found an inspiration photo that I will try and remember to put in the video. If not, I'm sorry. Please yell at me in the comments and I will like, I don't know, put a little link or something in the description box so you can still look at the inspiration that I was looking at. And I want to say I didn't copy it one-on-one. I did not do that, but I kind of did though. I mean, I didn't like literally copy it, but for the facade of the house, I was really looking closely at that photo. I did give it my own spin, basically. As you could see on the other side of the house where I placed the garage, I extended, for example, the roof so that I had like a little carport type situation, and that was not in the photo. But it's something that I really like to do for this type of house, so that is what I did. And yeah, I also did not have any inspiration for the back of the house either, so I came up with that myself, but it's not too like special or anything. It's a pretty boxy house, I want to say, but I had a lot of fun building it, and I had a lot of fun landscaping it as well. I gave them a backyard with a swimming pool and stuff like that. So this house is not supposed to be like very luxurious or anything, which it isn't. It is quite spacious, as I feel like these types of homes just usually kind of are. These 70s inspired American, I want to call them, homes. They usually are quite like on the spacious side from what I can tell, like from what I've seen in like movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And from what I've seen on Pinterest, I guess. So yeah, that's what I did as well. I made it quite spacious. It is a 3-bedroom house, potentially 4, because there is a room downstairs that I actually turned into like a little playroom, hobby room type situation off of the kitchen. You could easily turn that into another bedroom if you wanted it to be, but I didn't do that. So I basically just gave this house 3 bedrooms. Upstairs, there's 1 master bedroom, and then there's 1 shared bedroom for 2 children and 1 bedroom for a teenager. And I think that one is my favorite. It's definitely, I mean, it's a little bit out there. I feel like it's a little bit of an eyesore for some of you because it is really preppy and just really like, I don't know, it's, you'll see it when we get to it, you'll know exactly what I mean. I basically just went all out with high school years stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I really like that bedroom. It's definitely out there, not my style typically, but I really enjoyed it for this house. And yeah, here I was trying to come up with ways to basically fill up the rest of the lot, because as you can tell, this lot is huge. And I did not want this house to be huge, and I also didn't want the backyard to be abnormally large compared to the rest of the house, basically. So I was looking for a way to basically fill up the rest of the empty space that I had going on. So here at the back of the lot, I took some inspiration from what I was seeing around in the neighborhood. So I decided to place a debug little garage building here. It's definitely debug, and so are all the fences and everything. So your Sims won't see them. They'll probably walk right through them, but they don't really need anything here in this like space. So they probably won't be here at all. But yes, so I decided to fill it up with a debug garage, and then I basically just made a little, I guess, parking lot situation. I placed another camper. I also placed a camper, as you can see, like right beside the house. So I was definitely thinking that that one belongs to the family. They take that for family vacations and stuff like that. And then I also parked another one here in the, or like in the parking lot situation that I'm creating right here. And then I also parked some other like different random debug cars and stuff just to fill it up a little bit. So I was definitely thinking that the garage, the debug garage, does not belong to the family. That is just a garage that probably belongs to someone else or to some sort of a company or what have you. And they need like a garage and an area to park their cars and their vans, whatever. So yes, that is what that is. But it's basically just a filler for the rest of the lot to make it look lived in. But I do really like how this area turned out. It really fills in the space nicely, and I feel like it blends in kind of seamlessly with the rest of the environment or the rest of the neighborhood. And yeah, I really like that I decided to do this. I really enjoy how it looks. And then after that, I just went crazy with some other landscaping. I placed some trees and whatnot. I did not try and make it look necessarily very pretty. You can see that I placed some like grass, and some areas look a little bit unkempt and a little bit like overgrown and stuff like that. But that is kind of what I was going for, because this neighborhood is not necessarily the nicest, you know, the nicest looking. It's not very pretty when you, for example, compare it to the famous people's mansions area in this world, if that makes any sense. That is pretty. Like, that view is beautiful and everything is clean and just, you know, pretty. This area is kind of like the opposite. It's not run down, it's not gross, but it's also not like luxurious and super nice. So that is basically the vibe that I was going for the exterior and the landscaping, if you will. I also parked a very 70s inspired car, so I just really like how it looks with the house. I mean, realistically, with these people, like with this family living in the here and now, basically have a car like that? I mean, maybe. Probably not, though. They would probably have some sort of like a family car that is definitely more on the newer side of things. But like I said, I just kind of wanted the car to match with the exterior of the house, so that is what I did. And then here we're moving on to the inside of the house. So the house was definitely built in the 70s, and it definitely, like I said, has some aspects that you can kind of tell that it's an older house. And maybe you might want to renovate that a little bit, but also I kind of like how that gives the house its charm, its personality. You can really tell, for example, this linoleum flooring, those tiles that I placed in the kitchen and then also in the entryway right here. Those are very outdated and they're not the prettiest, but for some reason, I love them so much. I don't understand why this is the literal only swatch we have. I don't know why they didn't give us more swatches or why they never updated this linoleum tile, because it's so good and kind of useful for like houses like this. I just wish we had some more swatches so I could use it more often. But yes, that is what I decided to do for this house. And then I used this orangey kind of swatch of this wood flooring that I think is base game, and it came with the update before high school years, if I'm not mistaken. I might be misremembering, maybe this is a different one, but I think that is this is that specific flooring, and I really like it. It's so like, especially this swatch, it's so like nice and warm, and I guess a little bit outdated looking. It could also look very pretty and modern and like not outdated, but I feel like for this house it definitely gives off that vibe, especially combined with this dark, very dark, rich brown colored accent wall that I placed behind the fireplace, for example. And then with the green windows, it just gives a vibe that I really, really enjoy. Is it typical for the 70s? Does it make any sense? I'm not sure, but all I know is that I was really enjoying the color scheme in here, with like the warm tones and the pops of color, but then also the mismatched wood tones, because as you can see here, like off of the living room, I also decided to decorate a little office space. I actually forgot that I had a room that was supposed to be the office space, like off of the kitchen. I decided to turn that into like a playroom / hobby room, which I feel like works out even better. But yeah, when I decided to place down the desk here, it completely slipped my mind that I actually had an office space like sectioned off for this, but I forgot. It's actually nice because this is a really, really nice area for like a family computer. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. It's just one big space with the living room, and it looks very cozy and like together, and it's really nice. So I'm kind of happy that it slipped my mind and that I decided to put the desk in the living room basically. And yes, here you can see I was going wild with some clutter and some plants. There's definitely a lot of plants in this house, which I always really, really enjoy. And then, as per usual, I also went crazy with some clutter from the Everyday Clutter kit because I just love it so much and I can't stop using it. I also play some board games on the coffee table because for some reason I could really see this family have a lot of family time, playing board games together, having family dinners, stuff like that. So I was really enjoying that idea. And also because, you know, the house is kind of 70s inspired, I felt like board games would kind of make sense because back in the 70s they didn't have console games and stuff like that. So I just for some reason felt like it would make sense. And then I just placed some other knickknacks to fill up the space. I placed a decorative toy box that you could easily replace for a functional one, but there is more than enough toys in this house because like I said, we do have like a toy or a play area. And then also the kids have some toys in their bedroom as well. So yeah, I feel like you're set in the toys part. And then also outside we have some activities as well. We have a pool, we have the monkey jungle bars, and at the very last minute, I think I also placed a basketball hoop at the front of the house, which I feel like looked so cute. It was just that little extra touch that made it look like, I don't know, just finished for some reason. I really, really like it. But I'll obviously also show you that in the tour part of the house at the very end of the video after the speed build portion. But as you can see, the entire floor plan for this house is very open. We have the dining room, like the dining table basically situated in the middle of the house. It's basically the heart of the house, the heart of the, I guess, living room space area, whatever you want to call it. And I really like that it's so open. It just makes it feel so cozy. And then since this is 70s inspired, I felt like I did want to do something with platforms. So I made the kitchen a step down, and that is literally all I did when it comes to platforms, because for this house, for the layout, it wasn't really super necessary. It would make it only more like complicated and unnecessarily like difficult to route around, if that makes sense. Because platforms definitely do take up a little bit of space in some way, so I decided not to go crazy with them. So the kitchen / playroom area is a step down compared to the rest of the house, and that is all I did. But I feel like it looks nice. I feel like it makes sense for this one. So here in the kitchen, I definitely decided to use these base game countertops that look very mid-century modern, or like at least 70s inspired. And I think that was the right decision because the tiles on the floor, as well as the tiles that I used for the wallpaper, are definitely quite out there. They're quite colorful. So I feel like the neutral toned countertops really tone it down a little bit. And I just really enjoy it. I feel like this kitchen looks very messy. There's a lot going on with the overhead cabinets and the windows and everything. And then there's a tiny little bar area where I place some bar stools that are blue all of a sudden. So there's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to colors and just stuff basically everywhere. And I really, really enjoy that for this kitchen. It looks very family oriented and very lively and just very cozy in my opinion. And I love the orangey swatch of the overhead cabinets. It just adds so much warmth to this space. Oh, and I also found this cork board that came with the pastel pop kit. I wish it would come in a more neutral swatch, which would be even more perfect for this kitchen. But the shape of it was actually so perfect. So I'm so happy that I thought of that one and just decided to put that in the kitchen. Because the whole like shape of it and the little flower, I don't know, it just makes sense for the style of this house. But like I said, I wish we would have gotten a more neutral swatch that would make a little bit more sense for like the family kitchen. But I still feel like this works. And then I cluttered up the kitchen with some fruit and stuff and just a tray and a lot of knickknacks everywhere. I left the corner counter in between the stove and the fridge free of decorations, except for some wall decorations. But that one is free of decorations, so your Sims can use that for cooking, basically what you kind of want to do in the kitchen. I would take it. And then I also placed this lamp, this hanging light from the bowling stuff pack. I think I also used that in the dining room above the dining table. And then here, this is that little room that I was talking about that was supposed to become the office. It just completely slipped my mind that it was there. So I decided to turn it into a playroom slash hobby room. So no computer in here, but there is like a chess board and then also a guitar, which I thought was a nice thing to add. No painting area, because I was thinking of doing that, but then I was like, I always do that when it comes to hobbies. I always put the easel for painting. And for this one, I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's put a chessboard and a chess table and a guitar, and then that is that, and then some toys and a bookcase and stuff. So definitely a very mismatched, messy room, but perfect for the kids, and also maybe for the parents if they want to play some chess, they can definitely do that as well. And then one of the parents I was thinking would play the guitar from time to time, but I don't know which one. I was also thinking of turning that little room into a laundry room at first, because it is off of the kitchen, but then I was like, no, I do have a really spacious garage that is completely empty and I really wanted to put laundry in there, so that is what I decided to do. But I'm really happy room-wise and floor plan-wise how this house came together. Bathroom-wise, we have one hall bathroom, which is a full bathroom. You just saw me decorate it. Downstairs, and then we have one more full hall bathroom upstairs as well. So there's only 2 bathrooms for the, I was thinking 5 Sims living in this house. There is no ensuite bathroom for the parents or anything. So it's not luxurious in that sense, or I guess I feel like ensuites, when it comes to American houses, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, ensuites are pretty normal to have. Here in the Netherlands, that is not the case. An ensuite is definitely considered quite fancy. To a bedroom. So yes, whenever I do ensuites, I always feel like, ooh, like a little fancy, if that makes sense. But I feel like in American houses, it's not that uncommon. It's not very special to have an ensuite. It's pretty common. From what I can tell, from what I've seen, from what I've heard. Let me know if that is different. Let me know if you have a different vision on that. If you're from the States or if you know anything about this, let me know. How you feel about that. But to me, ensuites, they feel pretty fancy. And then here we have the parents' room. I did continue in the bedrooms, well, mostly within the parents' bedroom with the 70s inspired, mid-century inspired theme. So I definitely went for the bedroom set from Get Famous with the bed and then the matching dresser. And then I felt like one dresser for 2 adults sharing this dresser for their clothes and stuff. I felt like that was a little bit just not a lot of space. There is another like built-in closet on the landing, so I was definitely thinking that would be more of like a linen closet, but maybe that is where they also store their out-of-season clothes. For example, all their winter like fuzzy sweaters and stuff in the summertime, for example. And then maybe they switch it out season wise. I don't know, but I decided to go for some hanging clothes above the dresser, just to give them a little bit more space to hang up stuff. I could have maybe put a built-in wardrobe in here if I really wanted to, but it would have made the bedroom very, very cramped. So yeah, you know, I decided just not to do it. And I think I'm kind of happy that I didn't, because I really like how this room came together. And then I really love the pop of color that I decided to go with. As you can see, the bedding is blue. And then I used 2 paintings from the Dine Out pack that have pops of yellow and pink, like bright pink, like hot pink. And I just feel like that is so like out there, and I really, really enjoy it. I was debating whether or not I wanted to use a rug in this room, and then I decided not to, because none of the rugs actually worked. I tried some like hot pink ones, which actually looked quite cool, but I felt like that was just a little bit too out there. So I decided to go for no rug and just to tone it down that way a little bit. And then here we have the shared kids bedroom. I really love how this one came together. It's very blue and yellow, which is one of my favorite color combinations of all time. And I use this wallpaper, I think it's base game, that I never use for the accent wall. You can see it here behind the beds with all the like rectangles in blue. I don't think I've ever used it, but in this room, I feel like it just looks really, really cool. And then I made a custom, almost kind of looks like a built-in unit with a wardrobe and a nightstand and some shelving, just to like give them some storage space and like give them some areas to place their toys and their little knickknacks and stuff. So I was definitely thinking that these kids were twins. For some reason, I always feel like the kids that I create shared bedrooms for, they're always twins in my mind. I don't know why. But I feel like you would have to be pretty close to like be able to share a bedroom like this and not get into fights all the time. I mean, they're still fairly young. I was thinking like 7, 8 years old, maybe 6. No, I think 7 or 8. I think that feels right. And they also even have like a little play area. They have no desk or anything in here, so there is no like homework type situation in here, because I would rather want to use the space for some toys and like some more play areas, if that makes sense. And then here I had a little awkward empty space behind the bed. That is, you need to like keep that empty for routing and stuff, but I still felt like it was a little bit too empty, so I just placed a shelf with some hanging clothes and stuff. And I feel like that looks really, really cute. And then we're already moving on to the very last bedroom, and this one is for the teenager. And you can see that I used this very preppy, is it preppy or peppy? I never know what the right term for that is. But you can see this furniture set that I used from the high school years pack. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I don't think I have ever used the full set, but I think for this room, it's just so cozy. And I used this wallpaper from the Maximalist kit. That's not the title of the kit, but I'm totally spacing out on what the title is. It's that kit with basically the Maximalist kit with the stuff that is very loud and colorful and all over the place and very eclectic. And it came with a couple wallpapers that I barely ever touch, but really, really love. But it's just because they're so out there, so they barely ever fit in any of my builds. But for this one, for this room, first of all, the color combination was perfect. It was exactly what I was going for, even before I had picked out the wallpaper. So yes, when I came across this one, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. So I was definitely picturing a teenage girl in this for this bedroom. And obviously it doesn't have to be a girl, but this is just what I was picturing. I was really getting all the like Grease vibes, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just kind of what I was picturing. And this girl in this room, she really loves fashion. She really loves makeup. She spends hours looking in the mirror, working on her makeup, doing her nails, stuff like that. And making it like more now. I could definitely see her like sitting on her bed doing her nails while like FaceTiming a group of friends for like hours and hours on end, like gossiping about what happened at school, stuff like that. That is definitely what I was picturing for this bedroom, and I had the time of my life decorating this one. I really enjoyed it so much. It's very much based off of a specific stereotype, but I obviously don't mean to offend anyone. I was just having a lot of fun with the idea behind this bedroom, making it very colorful, very out there, and most definitely not to everyone's taste. Most definitely not to my taste, but I really enjoyed it nonetheless. And then here we also have an upstairs bathroom. I wasn't sure if I actually recorded this one, but turns out I did. It's basically very similar to the one downstairs. It's just a little bit bigger. So the layout is a little bit different, but we do have a shower tub combo, one with a very colorful curtain. I never ever really get to use this, but for this style of house, I felt like it was so perfect. So that's what I decided to do for this bathroom, and also the one downstairs. And then, yeah, we just have a little sink situation. Everything in here looks a little bit outdated. That was definitely what I was going for. So both the kitchen and the bathrooms haven't really been renovated for a long time. So yeah, everything looks a little bit outdated, which I really enjoyed. And then we're moving on to the backyard. I really enjoy the backyard. We have a couple different areas here. We have a little patio, as you can see, like a back porch, where I just placed a little two-seater couch. And then here by the pool, we have the extended terrace that I basically turned into a nice dining area, because this is Del Sol Valley and I feel like there's a lot of sunshine, a lot of nice weather here, basically year round. So they probably like to have like some outdoor family dinners and whatnot. So I gave them a nice 6-seater dining table with a grill as well. And yeah, so I just made that look a little bit cozy. And then here by the pool, on the other side of the pool, basically, we have another little terrace. So that is where I decided to put a diving board because I have the space for it. And also some lounge chairs. So I basically made a second lounge area that is definitely meant as like a lounge area for when you're using the pool, basically. So I placed a couple of lounge chairs and then also a wooden bench with some pillows. I really liked how it, I really like how that one came out. And then we have a little grass area here as well, where I decided to put some towels so you can do some sunbathing in the grass if you wanted to. And then I also placed the monkey jungle bars, as you can see, for the kids to play with. And that is basically all that I had space for in the backyard. And then we're going back inside, actually, because I completely forgot to actually furnish the garage. So we'll be doing that after I did a little bit of landscaping. I ended up also placing an outdoor trash can by the back door, like the garage door. Not the garage door, like the actual one, but the one leading into the backyard that you can see by the fence or by the gate over here in this little area. I ended up placing an outdoor bin. I also placed an outdoor bin out front, but I felt like 2 would be nicer because, you know, if you have to like walk outside to the one out front all the time, that's a long walk. So I decided to put another outdoor bin in the backyard as well. I mean, it's not that interesting, but you know, I felt like telling you anyway. And then here we have the garage. The garage is quite spacious, so I decided to create like a nice built-in laundry unit. As you can see, it is nice and brown. I really like using the brown, like the dark brown laundry machines for builds in this specific style. For some reason, to me, it just feels very outdated and like super like not pretty. And that was exactly what I was going for. So I put some storage in here as well, the rack with the bins and stuff. And then I also made a little gym area in there as well. So I felt like one of the parents would probably really enjoy doing some workouts in there. I placed the punching bag and then also a weightlifting machine, and I placed a little mini fridge and also a stereo in here so you can blast some music while you're working out. I thought that would be nice. And then here I also ended up parking some bikes and whatnot, and I added a little coat rack situation because I totally could see the Sims entering the house through the garage or through the back door and then putting their coats here in the garage and then basically walking inside the house. But that is basically it for this house. So let's go ahead and check it out in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I feel like it looks very inviting and like family oriented, if that makes sense. Over here we have that basketball area that I was talking about before. I feel like it just adds a little bit of that like family home touch. I don't know, I really enjoy it. And then obviously we have the carport over here and the garage. Over here on this side is basically just a bunch of nothing. I filled up the space with like a fence and then this garage, and then this little area is just empty, but I kind of like it. Over here I parked the van, which I thought was so cool. And then over here we have the little area of parking space and garage space that is not part of this house. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. out. But yes, over here we have the front door. So when we enter the house, we have this very narrow entryway situation with a coat rack, stuff like that. And then over here by the staircase, we have the door leading into the garage. So this is the garage. We have the laundry space in here. We have some bikes parked and then some gym equipment as well. And then through here, we have the door leading into the backyard, basically. And then we also have a gate over here on this side. But when we go back into the house, here we have the door entering into the open living, dining, and kitchen situation. I feel like this turned out so cozy. I used a lot of browns and beiges, but then also pops of color here and there, definitely. You can see that I placed a green rug in the living room. There is a little touch of Christmas here, as you can see, because I did place some Christmas cards. I thought that was really cute. We have a very colorful painting over here as well. And then here we have a little desk situation with like a family computer and stuff like that. So this all looks very cozy in my opinion. And then over here we have the dining room space. So a nice glass mid-century looking dining table, a 6-seater one. And then over here by the sliding glass doors leading into the backyard, we have some storage space. As you can see, some shelving units over here. And then over here we have the kitchen. The kitchen is very colorful, definitely a little bit messy looking, but I really enjoy it. So we have a lot of clutter going on. And then over here on this side, we have some more storage. This is really random. This item doesn't really go with anything, but I felt like that was just super realistic and I really enjoyed that. And then here we have an archway leading into the playroom slash skill building room. And my sim is just here playing some chess. As you can see, she's just enjoying herself. We have a guitar in here and then also some toys for the children and some nice bookcases. And then over here off of the dining room space, we have the bathroom. So this is a full bathroom and it's all functional. Then when we go upstairs, we have this really tiny landing. I did place a built-in wardrobe in here just for some extra storage. I could really see this as like a linen closet. We have a nice bookcase situation with some clutter as well. And then over here on this side, we have the parents' room. I really love this one color scheme wise. The blue and the pink, it's so out there and I really enjoy it. They have their dresser here with some clothes hanging over it as well. It's a very simple bedroom. There is not a whole lot going on, but I really enjoy it nonetheless. And then next door, we have the shared kids room, which I really like as well. Like I said already, I don't think I've ever used this wallpaper and I really like it. So this room is definitely filled with knickknacks. We have some shelves over here with some stuff and then a nightstand over here as well. A play area over here with some stuffed animals and a toy box, and then some storage over here on this side just to fill up the space a little bit. And then here we have the teens bedroom. Oh, this one is so cluttered and so busy, but I really like it. It has all the patterns going on and I most definitely did that on purpose. I can see if you like hate this room, I can totally understand that, but for some reason, I really enjoyed it. It was very much out of my comfort zone. So they do have this tiny little desk where they can sit and do a little bit of their homework if they ever feel like it. And then here they have a nice standing mirror or leaning mirror, I should say. And then a lot of like knickknacks and makeup and stuff on the nightstand. They do get a built-in wardrobe, which is actually quite nice. But then again, this room doesn't really have any space for another large wardrobe. So I feel like it makes sense. They do have this little one in the corner over here with some stickers on it. I thought that was just the nicest little touch. And then a nice fuzzy chair in the corner here as well. I really enjoy this room. And then here we have the upstairs bathroom. So this is nothing very interesting, but yeah, it's just a nice bathroom. It's fully functional and it feels very cozy for some reason. And then over here we have the backyard with the pool and the outdoor dining area. We have the play area over here and then the area by the pool with the lounge chairs and the bench and the diving board. But yeah, that is basically it for this house. So I just put this 70s inspired family home up on the gallery for you. So if you want to download it, it is there. It's very expensive. It comes in at just under 106,000 simoleons. So yeah, it's definitely not cheap, but I mean, it's a spacious house, so it makes sense. And I built it on a 40 by 30 in the world of Del Sol Valley. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that is going to do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery, like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!